Charles Ng. If you met Charles Ng on the street, you probably wouldn't think twice. He looked quiet, calm, almost forgettable. But behind that ordinary face was one of the most sadistic killers America has ever seen. Charles Ng was born in Hong Kong before moving to the United States. As a teenager, he struggled to fit in and eventually drifted into crime. After serving time in the military for stealing weapons, he met a man who would change everything. Leonard Lake. The two quickly formed a deadly partnership. Hidden deep in the forests of Northern California, they built a remote cabin. But it wasn't just a cabin. It became a torture chamber. Investigators later discovered homemade prison cells, weapons, videotapes, and evidence that victims had been held captive for days before being murdered. Men, women, even babies. Police believe Charles Ng and Leonard Lake murdered between 11 and 25 people. Some victims were tortured while the killers recorded everything on video. The crimes shocked even experienced homicide detectives. In 1985, their killing spree finally came to an end after Charles Ng was caught shoplifting a small item from a hardware store. That tiny mistake exposed one of America's worst murder cases. Leonard Lake committed suicide after being arrested. Charles Ng escaped custody, but after a massive international manhunt, he was captured in Canada and eventually extradited to California. His trial lasted years and became one of the most expensive murder trials in California history. The jury found him guilty of multiple murders. Instead of freedom, Charles Ng was sent to death row at San Quentin. Inside prison, inmates already knew exactly who he was. Even among murderers, crimes involving torture and children carry a different level of hatred. Ng became one of the prison's most notorious inmates. For decades, he remained locked inside San Quentin's death row, waiting for an execution that never came. Today, he is still remembered as one of the darkest names ever connected to the prison. But if you think Charles Ng was evil, the next inmate turned murder into something far more terrifying.